Every Thursday morning, you park a dented 2020 Chevy Equinox on the corner of Meridian and 5th. Inside the laundromat, you sit in a plastic chair and watch Doris, the manager, fold fitted sheets. To her, you are just the regular who uses machine 7 because the spin cycle is better. Doris knows you're in real estate, but she has no visibility into the specifics. She doesn't know she works in your building. She doesn't realize the ATM by the door or the dry cleaning on the corner are all line items in a portfolio she's never heard of. While you wait for the dryer, an apartment complex in Columbus auto-collects $84,000 in rent. A fleet of highway billboards in Phoenix, held in an LLC that has never been Googled, clears $74,000 this month. Self-storage facilities, pest control businesses, and medical billing operations across 4 states are running without a single call to your phone. Society generally expects that wealth of this scale will announce itself through carbon fiber or luxury zip codes. You have opted for a different strategy, living a life that is almost impossible to notice. This ordinary surface is a structural requirement. It protects the mechanics of your businesses from the friction of public attention and the social tax of high net worth visibility. This started 11 years ago when a gas station air machine ate your dollar. The cashier told you he didn't own the machine. A third-party company did. You spent that night calculating the math of unmonitored, coin-operated utility. Your first 2 machines netted $310 in a month. While the amount was small, the architecture was perfectly scalable. You had found a way to decouple your income from your time using simple, durable hardware. Over the next decade, those air machines funded a duplex, then a 12-unit building, then a commercial cleaning company. You reinvested every boring Friday back into the system, moving from laundromats to regional pest control and medical billing firms. You targeted unglamorous industries where owners were looking for an exit. By offering speed and certainty rather than the highest possible price, you acquired assets below replacement cost, building a foundation of high-margin, essential services. These businesses don't require pitch decks or social media engagement. They provide basic utility, laundry, storage, billing, and they generate cash flow regardless of whether the public believes in them. Generational wealth often looks like a collection of unremarkable things. It is built by accumulating the compounding utility of businesses that most people consider too boring to own. Maintaining this silence is a practical necessity. When people discover your actual net worth, it creates a permanent shift in the relationship. You have watched it happen. A quiet recalibration in their eyes as they realize they are standing in a room they didn't know existed. Every subsequent conversation is filtered through that new knowledge, making genuine connection much harder to sustain. You use the Equinox as a form of protection. At a dinner 2 years ago, a man in an expensive watch abruptly stopped paying attention to you the moment you mentioned the car. His focus moved on mid-sentence, which allowed you to observe him without being observed yourself. Being easy to dismiss is an asset. It acts as a filter that repels the status seekers and the opportunistic, leaving your mental bandwidth free for things that actually matter. This ordinary lifestyle is a calculated defense mechanism. It preserves your privacy and ensures that your social world remains focused on who you are, rather than what you own. There is a specific loneliness to this. You sit across from people you love and listen to them worry about financial hurdles you could resolve with a single text message. When your closest friend needed $80,000 to close a deal on a commercial building, you didn't write the check. Capital provided without readiness rarely builds anything sustainable. It typically accelerates existing structural flaws. In those scenarios, the money disappears, and the friendship becomes the collateral damage. Instead, you spent 6 Saturdays at his kitchen table. You taught him deal structure, exit scenarios, and how to approach community lenders. He eventually secured the financing himself, earning the skill set along with the building. Real support requires the restraint to be misunderstood. You let him think you were just a guy who read a lot, because it was the only way to help him build his own foundation. You crossed the $500 million mark on a Thursday morning at the laundromat. Your accountant sent the Q1 summary at 9:47 a.m. with a subject line that lacked a single exclamation point. The feeling was one of quiet recognition. You thought about the 11 years of boring Fridays and every reinvested dollar. The restraint and the closed rooms had created a foundation that finally felt complete. You moved your laundry to the dryer and checked a LinkedIn notification. A man who has run a regional HVAC company for 19 years just changed his headline to "Exploring What Comes Next." You wrote his name in a notebook. Absolute financial freedom provides the luxury of being a ghost in your own machine. It is the power to observe the world entirely on your own terms, without ever needing permission or applause.